There was a time leading up to the end of the Cold War when Mikhail Gorbachev and the Soviet Union were dependent upon grain grown right here in South Dakota. Gorbachev, the last president of the Soviet Union, died Tuesday at the age of 91. KELOLAND's Perry Groten spoke with a former U.S. senator from South Dakota about Gorbachev's legacy here and around the world.
I'm Congressman Larry Pressler.
Larry Pressler met Mikhail Gorbachev as part of a group of U.S. senators visiting Moscow in the late 1980s.
It would have been one of those trips that the Foreign Relations Committee members sometimes have to make to deal with relations with that country.
Pressler says he was impressed by Gorbachev because of his friendly demeanor that was so unlike previous heads of the Soviet Union.
Usually the Soviet leaders were these stony-faced bureaucrats from inside, and he had somehow, his personality, he was not afraid to smile a little bit.
Back in Gorbachev's day, the economically struggling Soviet Union relied heavily upon feeding its people with grain imported from the United States.
Well, at that time, about 70% of our crops in South Dakota went abroad somehow, and part of it went to Russia.
Pressler credits Gorbachev for recognizing that the Soviet economic and political systems were unsustainable. He says Gorbachev has been unfairly blamed by the Russian people for pushing for reforms that were followed by the breakup of the Soviet Union.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
They said that he could have been elected president of any country in the world except Russia after he left.
While Gorbachev leaves behind a tarnished legacy in Russia today, Pressler says the rest of the world should embrace his efforts to change our Cold War adversary.
He was a practical, good leader for Russia, and he was good for us. Thank God for Mikhail Gorbachev.
Perry Groten, KELOLAND News.
Now, Ellsworth Air Force Base was on the front lines of the Cold War, but its 150 Minuteman II missiles scattered throughout western South Dakota were removed following the collapse of the Soviet Union.